we want to start with the Saints, in particular 5 big players at the Saints, where we're going to be asking today, are they marching in or are they marching out with the Saints? Because that's been the question on everyone's lips. So let's go through them. We'll start with the big one, which is clearly Nasiah Wanganeen-Milera. It's the same as it ever was with Naz at the moment. He's playing great footy, but no one knows where he's going. Port Adelaide doesn't know, Adelaide doesn't know, St Kilda doesn't know. If anyone tells you they know where Nasiah is going or what he's doing in 2026, they are lying to your face right now. So Port Adelaide has gone all in. We've said this a couple of times now. Port's chips are on the table with Nasiah Wanganeen-Milera. Adelaide's also made an enticing offer. St Kilda's doing everything it can to try and keep him to stay at the Saints in 2026. But what I will say about St Kilda is it's getting late now. It's a crucial 11 days, Josh, before their season ends. And I think if the decision isn't made in the next 11 days, while hope has sort of fluctuated between he's going to stay, he might leave, who knows? If he doesn't make a decision in the next 11 days, I think it's going in one direction. So that's the watch at the moment with Nasiah Wanganeen-Milera. Cal Wilkie, he's been the man on everyone's lips across the last couple of weeks. Does he leave? I don't think so. But clubs have known for more than a week now that Cal Wilkie is potentially gettable. It's been doing the rounds for a while now. Personally, it's hard to see him leave, given he's got that contract until 2027. But he has been unsettled by a range of things, which his coach Ross Lyon has touched on this week when he's been speaking to media. It's not a storm in a teacup necessarily, I don't think, with Cal Wilkie, but because clearly the club's belief from around the competition that he was gettable came from somewhere. But I think it is also one where it could be sorted out pretty quickly. I just wouldn't be shocked if within the next couple of weeks there's a contract extension on the table for Cal Wilkie and he's their captain going into 2026.
So he's contracted until 2027, so you expect potentially for longer than that with 2 years to run?
Yeah, potentially maybe you add on another year, you bump his pay a little bit, potentially you match it with Lecalier or go a bit above what Lecalier might get paid to go to that football club. He's their next captain though, there's no doubt about that.
Absolutely, and it could be as soon as 2026 as you touched on. What about Marcus Windhager? He's a name that just doesn't go away. He's had a 2-year contract offer from St Kilda on the table for some time. But clubs are monitoring his situation. What can you tell us?
They are. So there's a 3-club chase for Marcus Windhager at the moment. Melbourne, Essendon and North Melbourne, all the clubs chasing his signature. He's one of the more under-the-radar, uncontracted players heading into this year's trade period because clubs are chasing him and they're chasing him hard now because I think they really have a belief that he's gettable. 32 disposals, 9 marks and 6 tackles on Saturday against Richmond, one of St Kilda's best. There's a real watch on this one. I think particularly with Melbourne and Essendon on whether or not they might be able to get him out of there. The one thing that might go against them though is he is loyal to the core. And I think if St Kilda bumped up that offer, potentially longer term, potentially more money on the table, I think there's a chance he does re-sign. But I think for the way it sits at the moment, the offer that St Kilda does have on the table for him, I think that those 3 clubs that we just mentioned really think that Marcus Windhager could potentially be lifted out of St Kilda during this year's trade period. Jack Steele, the club's current captain, was made a substitute a couple of weeks ago. Where does his future sit, do you reckon?
Well, he's another fascinating name, isn't he, Riley? Because he's a name that won't go away. He won't leave St Kilda unless St Kilda wants him to leave. He's contracted for 2 more years. He's 29. If you look at his past 2 seasons, he's been dealing with injuries. He's a bit of a reluctant captain. He's been voted in for years now. He's comfortable with the responsibility of the leadership. But I think that might be a burden for him going forward. It might be the right time to hand over the baton to someone like Cal Wilkie. But the expectation right now is he remains at St Kilda beyond October. But he is a watch at this point because of the changing nature of that club. As is Rowan Marshall, been linked to Geelong for a long time, and with Dom De Koning expected to arrive, keep an eye on him in October.